race for Dragon Warrior 4. And so I was watching that, and it made me really want to do the like title screen, but especially the character naming. And that's a fun little project that I think is very manageable for just about anyone in that's getting into programming. So I want to do that, and we're just gonna go through it. It's something I've done a couple times before, but I really like the logic in it, and it should work pretty seamlessly with our menus. And so I might just call this title screen. Or you know what? We'll put the naming screen separate. So, all right, and then from there, we want a. I guess we don't need a color rect yet. So we're gonna do container. No, sorry, we want this to be a menu. Do I not have a menu? What do I just make that custom? Let's do just figure it out. Margin container, and then it's just take it back. It's a 9 patch. We need a window in here. Where's my window? Did I never make a window in this? All right, so we're off to a great start. Just copy that thing. I'm gonna throw this in there. Delete that, and of course we don't want those. So we got the margin container. Menu is good. It's gonna be letters or characters. And no, we'll just close window. No, menu. This will be characters. And so basically, yeah, we're already getting that reference, so that's good. We're gonna change the size of this menu. I don't know exactly how big we need it to be. Let's just for now, we can do that. And maybe we put this in a margin container and we can dictate the size that way. That's kind of a good way to do it. So we do full rect on the margin container. Weird, I thought the menu would expand from there. That doesn't really make sense to me. Why can't I expand that? It's because they're grouped. Is it size flags? That's why we need to do fill. All right, then we actually need to, for some reason, I don't see any margin. So we're gonna, do, I think our normal is 8. I should probably set that in the theme, but for now, we'll just rock this. I mean, this is way too big anyway. Let's just do that and kind of eyeball it for now. So we have that. We're going to need a VBox, which you know what? I don't think we need that margin. I swear, making GUIs, a lot of times it's just like trial and error. So we're going to do full rect on you. I don't know why. Why is this not? I just changed it. Why would this not fill that? We have to do expand? What? So explain to me the logic behind that. Why does vertical need both of these? That makes absolutely no sense to me. But anyway, I wanted another what the hell am I doing there? So we're gonna do this. This is gonna be the header, and we're gonna cut that. We're gonna remove the menu, and we're just gonna put a label. And this also needs to be a lot smaller. We don't want to do any of that. We're just gonna set this manually. In size, we probably want something like 16, maybe a little bit more. Let's try 24 for now, and maybe 96. And then we got this set up, right? Full rect. Now we can just do this. Just squash the whole thing. I think this is a little bit too big. We're going to try 20. And then we want to center the whole thing. All right, so I'm just trying to lay this out. This would be like name, please. Something like that. We can maybe center it. Or no, I like the left align. And okay, so now first let's save this. We're gonna add a script for this. And so it's gonna be like const characters. We don't really need it outside of that. So let's just do it all in the ready. So bar chars equals. We can do it all on one. And so this one, I'm sorry, it's not an array, it's a string. And we just run through the alphabet pretty much. So, oops, did I not have caps on? P, the 0, 1, 2. I don't want that. And actually, what I'm going to do is chars.append chars.lower to lower. So if we look at that, it returns the string converted to lowercase. And is that not working? Actually, it's a string, so we have to do plus equals. That should work. We have an extra parentheses now. So I'll be right back. Just want to hit the lights. So we make our alphabet string, and then we just do that to get the lower in there, and then we can do so it's going to be for C and chars. We're going to add a button to the characters menu. I think, again, we don't really need that reference, so it's going to be chars grid. Like this. So maybe do that up top. Oh, you can do that. It's all, So for C and chars, we're going to do we're also going to need bar inst button. It's going to be inst equals button dot new. Inst dot text equals C. And so we're looping through that string. You can do this that way. So C is going to be each individual character. And then we're going to add to the chars grid, we're going to add the button. Whoops, and maybe we'll just call that button. No, I kind of like inst because that's how I've always done it for instance creation. So I'll show you what that looks like. It might not work exactly. Oh, yeah, we could just have some toggles on here. So we don't want to hide on start. We do want to focus on start. We don't want to auto disable focus. Hide on focus exit. No. And so, okay, let's see what happens. Grab focus. So it doesn't have any Button grab focus. We're calling it, but it doesn't have any buttons. Okay, so here we need to do container page. Grabbing index on 0. We also need to do a check up here, like if button container size is so that should fix that because it's gonna wait, right? Okay, so we just have to set the columns to where we might want to see what we're doing there, and we just got to find the right number so that this looks good. Maybe 6. I'm trying to get it to end so that like capital Z is on its own, but we might have to put some empty buttons for spaces. Maybe see, so 4. Let's try wider. Oh, we need 11. How many letters in the alphabet? 23. That's kind of too wide. 9 looks good. And then we just put a space in between each one. So we go back here. I think it'll do it if we do that. So let's see what that looks like. Space, space. And so since we're creating these buttons after, we have to do this. I think. Focus our button grab focus. I'm gonna give this to a function. So it's gonna be like init buttons or connect buttons, and so it's gonna be connect. So that's good, and we just call that in here on the cares grid. And then we want to do cares grid button. Oh no, that's not right. We're gonna need this menu. This we're gonna do. What's wrong with that? Oh, well, it's not a function, is it? It's a var. Cares menu, because then we can do this. Focus. And what am I missing? One ready. All right, so we have all of our buttons. We do want to skip, which I think is here. Let me double check. Instant move once, yep. All right, so we have it. And you have spaces there. And so we also need to print out the name. I might actually look at the dragon. Come on, internet. There we go. So I think we could have the name over in another box to the right. And we'll see how that looks. So we're going to go back here. Basically, we just duplicate this. This is going to be name. But this now needs to be in an H box. We're going to put the header and the name in that H box. The H box goes to the top. And we want the name to do a horizontal fill and expand. And we're going to clear this. And that looks pretty good spacing wise. I don't really see any issues. We can always modify it. Let's recenter in case we need it. And we're going to have to add like this. So it's going to be x equals new. Instead text equals end. And then we do let's see how that looks on the layout. Should put end at the bottom, yeah. And how can we get end all the way to the end? Can we do like, I think in button there's it's like an align. Yeah, we're gonna try align right and just see if that takes over. Or we might have to do like a size flag, but we'll try align first. Okay. Oh, it's H line, right? I don't know why we need those to be separate, but go for it. So that doesn't do anything. Our next attempt is going to be inst size flags horizontal equal size expand fill. Let's see what that does. Or shrink end. Let's try shrink end. Yeah, it's because it's always going to be in that column. How can we do this? Could be a separate button. We could have special characters down here. Maybe like for our special string equals, you know, like just run through the keyboard. Is that enough? And then we just do chars plus equals special chars. Let's see where we end up with that. Okay, so if we just remove one, should be good. N does kind of mess up our column spacing. Like, look, if I get rid of that, spacing's a bit nicer. Or is it the same? I can't even tell. Could just be an issue with this H separation. Yeah. Maybe do like 4 there and less on the H. I do 4 and 4. A little too much. Pretty good. We could do multiple menus as well and just focus all of them. Now this definitely, we've got just too much space. Do I have, I think we have a size flag issue here. Or not a size flag issue, but a, oops, that's not what we want. Those are fine. I guess everything's fine. We just don't want that to shrink more than that. Right, so let's take a look. And so we're gonna give a little more to give the arrow room. That looks pretty good. So if we get rid of we can probably get rid of the divisible sign and the money sign. So money, divisible. Let's see what that looks like now. And then we can plop end back in. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it actually works fine. So I think all these buttons were probably aligned to center. I don't know. So we can add one more special character. And I need, let's do a period. Let's get rid of the question mark, comma. And with n, we should have a full grid. Yeah, so that looks pretty good in my book. So now, right, since these are all connected, we can just check text. And so basically we just have to connect button pressed for now. This is going to be button. Wait till you see how easy this is. So it's going to be the name label. Should also be underscore. And so name label, we're going to do name button.text. But we have to actually check if button.text equals and we're going to print out the text turn. Otherwise, we're going to add that. And then we also need to add a max name size. And, maybe 10. Let's do 9. Let's put it 11 because it goes to 11. Max name size. We do that. We do if name label text size less than max name size. We do that. Else print error too long. Not declared on base string. I think they do length for string for some reason. Makes no sense to me, but what can you do? And so we should see that up there. Look at that. I want to add, we want to check for an input here. Handle input. Yeah, let's do that. If event.is action pressed, the UI cancel. We're going to do name label.text equals. Oh, no, I got to look at string functions for that. I think there's a way just to pop the back one, like an array. Let's see. Erase. We can probably just do erase with the length of it. Cares in. There's got to be an easier way. So position is going to be label.text and just do 1. So that should erase, go back 1 on the name. And it doesn't error out, so that's good. Okay, so it's not working at all. We're gonna set set. Not that. Close. Set. Maybe the position needs to be -1. Oh, it's not working. Erase characters from the string starting from position. Oh, geez. No, that should work. It doesn't return anything, so what? Let's print. All right, we are getting that. Let's do it. Right, 0, 1. So we're in here. I wonder if it's because it's in a label. Like, do we have to do label.text, and then we do run this on name, and then set that to name. We'll find out. No, like it just doesn't work at all. We do have to do -1. There we go. So it just didn't like that we were doing that directly on the label.text. So we had to put that in separately. Let's see. Now we're going to test the max limit. That looks good. Error too long. And this looks like, you know, we can do 0. We go down to N, and it prints out 0. And so you can picture how we would send that to the, you know, the save data. And I think we'll work on that coming up soon. But first, let's go ahead. These are just a little bit, these don't have to be so big. So I'm going to change up their rect min size. I think we're going to try like 80. That did not work for both of them, apparently. Or no, it did, but this one is expanding. And that's okay. We're just going to squash these until that happens. That seems all right. I want to make this, I want it to be exactly like that. Maybe we keep it consistent with everything else. Really what I need to do is just set that in the theme, but such is life. So that looks good now. Trying to just, yeah, the spacing's pretty good. We could tweak it a bit more. I don't know why we're seeing all that. There we go. Hero. Hero. Bureau. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get a drink and then I'll think if there's anything else I want to work on right now. Make sure that looks good. You know what I forgot? I have to do that. That might be why things weren't lining up. I wasn't on the theme. Ah, that's alright. Oops. I want that back. Let's see if that fixes my buttons. Yeah, that's what I was missing. So the button held works pretty good. You might want to add, I forget what that thing is. It's not like a, whatchamacallit. Is it a caret? C-A-R-E-T. I don't know. But next, logically, we would want to add the title screen, right? And, yo, cat, what are you doing? Jeez. And so for this, I'm going to copy, let me get the GUI out of the way. Oh, we keep that like that. But so title screen, I think it's going to be very similar. And so we're just going to copy that for now. I think for this one I will use a margin container. Put that in there. We got to get the theme on here. Easily overlooked. There, now our margin actually does something by default. And so our header, I don't think we need that. We don't need this. Definitely don't need that. Let's look at Dragon Warrior. Keep it with the OG. Might be called file select screen. Kind of what we want to go for. Anyone? What is that? Dragon Warrior 6. It's pretty nice. Nice and crisp. Crisp. Crispy. That'd be a good resource. I think I was already looking at that actually. What? How's no one screenshotted Dragon Warrior 4 title screen? I don't think we need it. Let's just make this smaller. Does it need to be in a V-box? No. We gotta fix these. We don't want that. So what they do, it's like, I'm just gonna do it from memory, or attempt to. And so let's try like 88 by, yeah, 40, why not? And so we want a V-box in here. And it's just gonna be buttons. And we can manually make these. So it's gonna be like 1. So allegedly we need more of this. I'm gonna 6. That might be a little tight. Let's go 100. Give it some breathing room, and really, let's get rid of these. Call this button 0, and just duplicate. It's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 3, and is that not? It's like going outside, so we need 3. And we want to size flags. Is it shrink center that we want? Oops. No? Is it to do with the V-box? There we go. That's nice. So start an adventure, and I think what we're gonna do, we just put the naming screen in here. not in the margin container, so that's good. And so we can pretty much just like, I don't think we need that. Excuse me. We have that, then we center it. So when we click on one of these, if it's a new file like that, we're going to hide that. It's going to be like, okay, we click on that, so we show that. And so we need a script for you. So we pretty much just need right now, oh, this menu's, we don't want that. So we're going to do button press, do that. And it'd be like var file index. And then we just check save data based on that file. Although really we need to load that. Yes. We do home center. Load save data. Load if save data index else else, and we can just do a hide. Now we do this. Do naming screen dot show, and then the naming screen, when it is done, instead of printing, we're going to emit that name. It's going to be like name, and we do. How do we want to do it? I guess screw it. So we have name. Do that. Keep it consistent. So now instead we just do emit signal. We emit that. And I think we want to hide as well. And return. And really we want to like make error sound here. And so we don't want that. We're just going to pass down here. And then you're going to pick that up. And then we start the game. And so it's going to be like change to get tree. Change scene to, oh, it's a pack scene. Just find name. And so we want to like send player name to the save file and go to main and start adventure. So we'll be able to get a sense of that. I'm just going to run through it if everything works here. Who doesn't have buttons? Buttons. Oh, I don't think I set my container up right. Yeah, this is supposed to be a grid. That's okay. We can just do it manually. That looks great. What's the issue? We're hiding the margin container. That's a problem. And we also want to have this grab focus on start. Focus on start, good. Oh, that's good. That's good. And down here, we're just gonna do no. Go here. Focus on start, no. We do want to reference that menu. We could just call this begin in here. I just need menu. Here's menu dot button focus. And so title screen will call init on that. Alright, so the title screen's before naming screen. What's going on there? Why are we not focusing on start? Alright, so I don't understand why we're not seeing that. You have focus on start. Are we losing focus? So get rid of that right now. We're not emitting that. So that's good. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I don't know why that menu is hiding. So we're going to run it again and we'll check the debugger. So that's not going to give us what we need. Hide that for now. Let's go to debug. Make that true. So button 0 and then @@2. I don't know what @@2 is. It's a button. It looks like our naming screen is grabbing focus automatically. Yeah, that is the problem. So we don't want to do that anymore. Just want to connect them. That was the problem. At least I think it was. Yeah. We got that. We hit this. And why are you not showing? Oh, I got you. So we need to hide the menu by default. No. We're going to do hide you. Make sure you're hidden. That way you work with the title screen. Actually do make sure it's shown here. Alright, so we pick a file. That's what we want. KKK. Oh, I don't know. I'm just hitting random. We hit end. Oh my gosh, we're in the world. And you can see it prints out the name. And so what we would want to do is send that to the player character, but I think we're going to do like Dragon Warrior 4 and give that name to the hero that you meet later on. So, yeah. And then we have our new cave, which is a work in progress. So we have a very basic title screen and naming screen. So we'll probably work on saving and loading in an upcoming video, as well as the finishing the cave and so on. So we'll go from there. All right. Have a good night.